Hello there guys, what's going on then? It's your boy Ben Gregson or Dilemma here, coming at you with a informative video rather than anything else. So the gameplay's just going to play in the background as I talk, because I feel like I have to address some points. So a lot of people have been asking me like how they can possibly improve as a Yu-Gi-Oh player. For those of you who don't know, I've had a relatively large amount of success across the quarantine period. Playing a whole bunch of stuff from Zephyr to Dragon Link to Sky Striker to Karakuri, whatever you want to call that deck that got featured on MCall40's channel. Also, thank you to MCall40 for featuring me on his channel, which was super cool. So the way I had a lot of success, especially in the tournament scene, is something that not a lot of people do, and I think should do more. Like, it sounds bad, but you need to be more disrespectful to your opponents. And I'm not saying like be disrespectful as in join a game, call your opponent a dick, and just be like, oh yeah, I'm done. But a lot of players get really flustered when they play against high level players. So for example, say you queue into like Cody Angeloff and Rated, and you end up crapping yourself because you're playing against, you know, the current national champion in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? A lot of people need to just trust in themselves and realize that every opponent is on the same level. Granted, they're a better player, but you need to treat every single opponent you have as, you know, a new opponent that you don't know anything about. Simply because getting flustered and getting shaky, which I am, you know, partially that happens to me quite a lot as well. Like, I've gone to events and I've played against people of the likes of like Tim Cox, Tom Rose here in the UK, and I've gone to events and I've played against them and I've been like, holy crap, I'm playing against this guy, and I'll be like shaky as hell. But the aim of being disrespectful, I say quote unquote, is the fact that the shakier you are and the more nervous you are, the more likely you are to misplay. I've made so many misplays in those scenarios. But you just need to remember that you as a player are fundamentally strong. And as long as you stick to those strong in-game fundamentals, there's no player that can stonewall you, right? Like, I play against so many players online, and I play against them so often, that over time, I get used to playing against them, and things get a little bit easier. For example, I queued into Flaming Ice the other day, and played a game against Flaming Ice, and everybody knows who Flaming Ice is. The guy's an incredible Yu-Gi-Oh player, right? And at the very start of the game, I was like, this is a bit poo. I'm playing against Flaming Ice. He's one of the best players in DB. And I 2-0'd him with Zephyr. And that man has a horrible track record against Zephyr, if I'm being honest. And a lot of it was due to just calming myself down and realizing that it's just a card game and I don't need to take Rated super seriously. So that's one of the most important points from me personally. There's been a lot of other things to address, like, for example, don't shy away from net decking, right? So, and I think net decking is a very wonderful tool, and has been a wonderful tool from event to event and deck to deck, and game to game, right? Because if you take the most recent deck that's done very well, that exact 40 card list will not be as good for the next event, but it allows you to ladder and grind and get good with that particular deck from, say, the LCS 10. I'm playing Gabriel Netz's Dragon Link deck at the moment, and I've adjusted it over time because, you know, I need to change the deck to be more my speed. And the cool thing about net decking in that scenario is I already have a good foundation for the deck I want to play, but obviously my meta for locals and online events is very different. For example, European events are very trap heavy, always have been, always will be. Control decks have existed in our format forever, and they're like everybody's favorite like variant of deck to play over here, at least to my knowledge. So I've adjusted the deck. I've started playing Cosmic Cyclone instead of some other bits and bobs. Like, I'm not ashamed to say I've net decked. I mean, bloody hell, I net decked Musa like a year ago when I was like, Musa, can I have your deck list? Because I was fiending for it. Because obviously I was a Zephyr player, but he had like so much more success than I did. And I climbed to 4th place on DB Rated with his deck list, not even my own. But like once you've net decked, feel free to change cards, right? Like nobody succeeds just going, this is the deck that somebody else has played, I'm going to play exactly their list card for card, because that's how you succeed in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's 100% not, you know, the way you win games. Granted, it'll get you far on an online simulator, like it'll get you far on DB, and it'll get you far on like yugioh Pro and all those other sites. But it won't get you to where you need to be, or where you want to be as a player, in my personal, like, experience, right? So, for example, I played Sky Striker at a regional in Yatton, and 3 weeks before that regional, Elise Davis topped with Going Second Sky Striker, that was playing Foolish Burial Goods and Dino Wrestler Pancratops, as well as the Dino Wrestle Field Spell World Dino Wrestling. So I sort of took that idea and went, oh, this is like dope, I'm really intrigued by this. And I think I was like 9 cards different in the main deck than she was, but I took that original concept, played with her deck list for about a week, and then just adjusted things, because I was going to a European event rather than an American event, and obviously American events and European events are very different things. American events are very combo heavy, so she played more hand traps, whereas our events are more control heavy, so I opted to main deck evenly matched, and I opted to main deck Twin Twisters for decks like Altergeist at the time, which were very, very, very heavily played. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit that I've net decked in the past, and I don't think anybody else should. All the top players do it. Granted, there are some players that are absolutely wild and will just play something completely random at an event. Me, for example, I played CADs for 4 winner box tourneys, and I've won every single one I've played in. And I'm very thankful, obviously. Big shout out to Legacy Crusaders, who gave me the original idea. I just took it and took it to the moon, baby. Stonks and all that. Invest in Zephyr cards now. But yeah, that's just a little rant video I wanted to make. Like, I didn't want to make a proper video today, because I'm feeling, in all honesty, quite demotivated from making the same content every single week and every single day. So I really wanted to just voice my opinion about some things that I think are really important for you guys to improve as players. Let me know what you guys think of this style of video, or if you want it to be structured differently. I'd really appreciate your critiques. And also, I'll be doing a Q&A at 800 subs, so if you get me to 800 subs by the end of this week, we'll do a little Q&A session. You guys can ask me whatever you want. It can be about Yu-Gi-Oh!, it can be about what I had for breakfast this morning, it can be whatever you absolutely want, and I'll answer everything for you. So I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Remember to stay hydrated. It's your boy, Dilemma yugioh, and I'll see you later.